So a few questions about this if we were to keep this pick, because we haven't traded it yet, even though that's where everyone thinks we're going with it. So I have 2 questions here. Do you think we'll keep our pick, A? And B, most mock drafts have us taking a wing or a versatile big in this coming draft if we were to keep it. Now, my question is, of those 2 positions between wing and versatile big, which is an easier transition from college to the pros, Eric, of those positions?
Well, I mean, I think it could go either way. With a wing that if he's a specialist and he can come in and his role is really defined, he could come in and have a little bit of success, even on a team that's winning team if his role is defined. The versatile big, I think that you got to look at the versatility as far as how it fits with Joel also. He can just be a versatile, but he has to be versatile to fit Joel, not just a versatile big. Because if he's versatile and he can't play with them, can't really play behind them, we've had that before. But I don't. I think that if we have someone that can make shots, I think that either position, but that's hard to find, especially that late in the first round. Most of those guys are like Cam Johnson or someone like that. We can find someone like that. And that guy came in and he was sort of a versatile big and wing player, and so it could be done. But he was also an older guy coming out of college.
Yeah, this is a good wing draft. Apparently, I think I might order wings for the draft.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to keep it just because you rebound these guys, and like we talked about a couple weeks ago, potential. It always looks great before you actually see him on the court and drive the car off a lot. I don't think we keep it. I did read today an interesting article that said if we can't find the right vet to help us, then trading back might be an option, at least to get something out of the draft, but still give up 23 to get value for maybe a vet. As far as I completely hear what you're saying about that, Eric. I think it's easier for the one-way player, the guy who does that one thing really, really well, whether it's to come in, defend the hell out of yourself on the court while you're on there, and then get better at the other things to get more minutes. Or if you're a shooter, you shoot and nail it, and then get better at the other things as you kill that one. The guy who kind of is a jack of all trades, it's like he's trying to get better at everything at the same time, right? To be able to stay on the court. I think it's a little harder for that versatile big, but yeah, I'd probably say the wing who's got the specialist wing, probably be the guy who does an easier transition. There's a lot of them though. There's a lot of wings out there. So if we do stay there, it could be good for us. But then again, like getting on a core on a team that you got to expect the guys from last year who didn't get as many minutes, the rookies and the young guys, to get more. So this guy's going to be buried on the bench. So yeah. It's a hard team to come on to because I think Doc's not a big fan of playing rookies. Look how as good as Maxey is. Maxey hardly even played towards the end of his rookie season, especially in the playoffs. Yeah. So yeah, it would be tough for him to come to this team. That's why I think it'd just be better if they just traded it, get more value out of it than keeping him.
Yeah. That's what Eric always says. If we're win now mode, then you kind of try to maximize this squad. And is a rookie really going to help us win the championship this year? I mean, probably not. Obviously, it depends. We don't know how these guys will, progress and stuff.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
You have to play to improve our chances. So he's not getting minutes. He's not improving our win potential. You know what I mean? So.
Anybody in particular before we head out? Anybody in particular in the draft that you are kind of noticing that could be a good fit for our team, or you guys haven't really done that research?
Yeah, I hadn't really done enough research to kind of pinpoint a guy with the need. After the finals, I'll take a closer look at it. I've almost, to be honest with you, I've kind of assumed that we weren't keeping it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get your hopes up and just lose it. Like, I really wanted that guy. I said Liddel out of Ohio State is good, a good 4, a good, like,
He's rising up the charts though.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot. He is a guy that can fill it up, can shoot it.
He improved a lot too. Every year he's improved. That's huge.
So he gives us something we don't have.
Yeah, 6'8", really long reach.
He gives us something we don't have.
Can block and can play defense. Hustles. Got a little dog. He's good. He's a little bit, but he. Before it was like going to Miami in the late 20s. Then everyone saw him at 6 or 23. You're seeing him in the teens now, going like the Bulls, like 18 in a lot of mock drafts. So he's just moving up and up and up. And there's a bunch of the wings, man. I mean, like Terry, Beauchamp, Brown. There's just a lot of guys that,
Yeah, it kind of really depends on how that mid range, like after the guys that's supposed to go early, that 8 to 14 range.
Mm-hmm.
Because who falls out of that group? You know what I'm saying? Like who falls out? And then, because teams later may have a guy they like but don't think he's going to last, and all of a sudden he shows up. So it's a lot of talent, I think, like you said, in the wing, but it's also, you said we almost a week out, and you look at different mock drafts, and it's like different players in almost each mock draft.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the top 5 or 6, it's like totally different. It's like night and day.
Which makes it interesting for trading, because it's like, do you want to get ahead? If you're a team who likes a bunch of those guys in the 15 to 20 range, and you're like, man, I like 3 guys in that range. One of them could easily fall to 23. Do you set that up now and say like, oh, I want to set it up now, so if at 23 he is there, a lot of teams might be going after that. You have
some talks like that. I mean, I think is you look at guys that, like, it's, guard from Michigan State that played 1 year, and University of Michigan, which Juwan Howard has 2 freshmen that played. And for the most part, it's just those 3 guys, just talk about those 3 guys in particular, majority of people thought they were all coming back. And now they're going. So, if you're looking at teams are looking, and those guys are 18, 19 years old, and they have potential, with so much potential, I think the later it goes, people grab those guys.
Yeah.
So, and that's where that's why I think in 23, you might be able to get a guy that can contribute right away, because
I think so, yeah.
Teams could be more inclined to take a reach or a younger guy towards the middle and later in the draft.
If I'm Morey too, I'm like, I'll do this trade with you now, but come 23, if there's someone that fell that shouldn't have fallen, man, I'm going to get a lot of phone calls about that guy at that moment. A lot of teams are going to call me about him. So do it now.
Yeah. So we'll see. Interesting.
A lot of fans think we're going to do the trade leading up to the draft, but if you look at when Morey's first year, that draft, that Seth Curry trade, all that stuff happened on draft night. So I think he's going to be waiting until the final moment to part ways with that pick.
It's possible.
Smart thing to do, I think.
And they probably want to see how the draft starts unfolding too.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting.